Well, hello everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to make another news episode because there are a couple topics I would like to discuss with you. For example, Fisherman's Bay second version went into the super test server. Map that is one of the most beautiful maps in this game, but at the same time it is one of the most hated maps in the game at the moment. Finally went into the super test server and let's take a look what Wargaming is thinking about doing with it. Are they going to make it better? Hopefully, let's find out, or let's have a look. And on the top of that, let's talk about a couple premium tanks, upcoming premium tanks. One of those premium tanks most likely is going to be our next gift tank from Wargaming. Maybe during Christmas, special Christmas event, or maybe New Year's special event, special free tank giveaway. And one tier 4 premium tank from Poland. That is a bit different. So let's talk about those vehicles and maybe some other topics at the end of the episode. Let's get the show going. So first up, let's talk about Fisherman's Bay. What I can tell you right away is seems like they are trying to make this map even more slow-paced map, or even slower-paced map than it already is. Seems like they are trying to take away that early sniping from the middle, sniping at all the heavy tanks that are trying to go into the city. Now, it is a good thing and it is a bad thing. It was actually quite funny to see all those heavy tanks, even after a couple months this map has been released, to see people who are still driving into the city through open fields. Like, come on dude, how many battles do you have to play to realize that open field is no-go if you want to be in the city? So this is what Wargaming is mainly focusing on, seems like it. So we have 4 main positions or 4 main points where Wargaming focused on. So let's have a look at point number 1. They said the approach to the town will be protected from early spotting from the village. So from the middle, I think so. We have added new covered positions and trees, and we have also changed the landscape over here. About position number 2, they said the defensive positions in the outskirts of the town, which are controlled by the northern side in the beginning of the battle, have been improved. We have removed shoot-throughs from the northern part of the town so you can contain an attack from the south more effectively. Position number 3 is about spawn points. The spawn points for both teams have been moved closer to the red lines. This will make driving off them less stressful. So getting into the city, to get into the city you do not have to take that epic circle to play it safe. Now it should be less stressful. So that also means that driving into the middle takes a bit longer time. We'll see how much that affects the metagame and the gameplay. And finally, position number 4, the eastern side of the village now has a new building. It will partially block the vehicles en route to the town from spotting and long shots. It will also make your village town transfer safer, so to get from the village into the town, you can get into the town a bit safer. So, how much it is going to affect the metagame on this map? I would say not super drastically, because finally people started to realize that you cannot actually cross that open field at the start of the battle at least, and you have to take that long road anyway. Now, simply by looking at the minimap and knowing the Fisherman's Bay, I know that the north side has a lot more housing. That means a lot better artillery cover from the get-go. In the south, yes, the terrain is a lot different, it is a lot deeper and whatnot, but still, you cannot hide from the RT. North side can easily hide from the RT next to the base, pretty much. You can see how many houses there is compared to the south side. So, in my opinion, it is still not super balanced, but okay, let's test it out and let's see how it feels. Next up, let's talk about one of the vehicles that most likely is going to be our next free gift tank from Wargaming, because usually this is what they are doing with tier 2 premium tanks. Let's talk about tier 2 premium tank from Germany, MKA, the Mittler Kampfwagen Ausland. or simply MKA. Originally, it was actually a medium tank that was meant to be sold to the other nations by Germany, but Wargaming decided to reclass it as a light tank, as a tier 2 light tank. So quickly, let's have a look at what this vehicle has to offer, because it is a tier 2 light tank, and for many of you it is going to be a free garage slot, but I never actually recommend you to sell those special tanks. Maybe they are actually never ever coming back to this game or to the stores. Just keep it. They are special. So tier 2, 200 hit points, hull armor and turret armor are almost exactly the same, 25, 18 and 16. Engine power, 200 horsepower engine with 38 degrees per second turret speed and 46 degrees per second hull traverse speed. View range 320 meters. Top speed numbers, moving forward 40 and moving backwards 15. Power to weight ratio 16.6. Penetration values 50, 78, 23 and damage numbers 55, 55, 65. Accuracy not the best, 0.42. Aiming time okay for this kind of gun, 2.3 seconds, and reload time 3.8 seconds. Gun depression -10 degrees is always really good, and gun elevation 20 degrees. So MKA, aka Mittler Kampfwagen Ausland. I hope I was at least close to it, to the real name. And before my next topic, I turn too much, let me do a quick sellout action for myself. I released one new design on my channel, Death Games in Supreme style. A lot of you guys wanted to see it happen, and for my birthday I made it happen. So link is in the description, and it is going to be a limited edition design. Only 100 Death Games are going to be out here. So if you want to be one of them, link is in the description. Be 1 out of 100. And by the way, 98 left because I already ordered one hoodie and one t-shirt for myself. Hoodies and t-shirts, they are all super soft and super comfy. If you have ordered something, please confirm my words in the comment section down below. But now I'm done with the sellout action. Please do not hit me too hard. But next up, let's talk about another premium tank, tier 4 premium tank from Poland. That was actually first tested on the Super Test server in 2016, but after first testing, I guess they simply ditched it, and now it came back. Now in 2018 it came back. And the first really interesting feature about this vehicle is the name. BBPTBR Panc. BBTBR Panc, or however I have to pronounce it. It looks a lot like 25DP, so I guess this is simply a smaller version of that 25DP. And stats were updated, some of the stats were updated, most of the stats are still the same, so let's have a look. Let's take a quick look at this tank as well. And what I have for you are vehicle characteristics in full Russian, so I try to translate those stats to you. And this time let's start with the firepower. Let's see what this tank has to offer. It comes with a 40mm Bofors WZ-36 gun that has 50 alpha damage and 60 with 80 rounds. Penetration values 65, 101 and 23. So 65 with regular rounds, 101 with premium rounds. DPM was actually upgraded a lot compared to the previous version, over 500 better DPM. And new DPM is really good in tier 4, 2657 damage per minute. Rate of fire 53.15 rounds per minute, and complete magazine reload time 3.64 seconds. It has 5 shells in the magazine, reload time between every single shot 0.5 seconds, accuracy 0.36, which is really good for this kind of vehicle, for this type of vehicle. Aiming time 1.73 seconds, so you have to look out for that. Your reload time between every single shell or every single shot is faster, actually 3 times faster than your aiming time, so watch out for that. Gun elevation 30 degrees and gun depression -10 degrees, but simply by looking at the vehicle I can tell you that it doesn't have -10 degrees all around the vehicle, maybe on the sides, maybe at the very middle, in the front I mean, because it actually has quite a big ditties as we can see. Now survivability, it has 380 hit points, hull armor 50, 30 and 20, turret armor 50, 40 and 30. Mobility, it has 600 horsepower engine, that is not so bad for a 23 tons heavy tank. Power to weight ratio 26.09 is also really good, but top speed, kind of a party pooper. 45 top speed, 20 reverse speed. 20 is okay, but 45 top speed is kind of a party pooper for this kind of power to weight ratio. Hull reverse speed 36, turret is almost exactly the same, and view range 330 meters. And also this vehicle comes with 6 crew members. So a BBT, a BR Panc, or however I have to pronounce this tank. At first, as I said, it was tested in 2016, but now I believe it is here to stay because we finally have a full police tech tree as well in the game. So, I don't know, are you excited, guys? Gun seems to be really interesting, most definitely, and the mobility as well. It feels to be super big, super sluggish vehicle, but looking at those numbers, it is not sluggish at all. And finally, before I go, one really good news for me and for all of you who enjoyed D50-2. A couple weeks ago, I shared first details about D50-2. I wasn't super hyped about the power to weight ratio, about the engine power, about the hull traverse speed and all that, and I am pleased to say that Wargaming already buffed all those things. Extra engine power, extra power to weight ratio, almost 5 horsepower per ton better power to weight ratio than it used to be, and hull traverse speed is a lot better as well. But more about that maybe in my next news episode, because now I am done. It is a wrap. I hope you are going to enjoy your weekend, or I hope you are enjoying it already somehow. And I catch you next time with something else. You guys are always the best. Stay awesome, take care, and bye.